Hey guys, it's Danny. Hold on, let me pause my video here. I was watching teaching tech video on Ender 3 upgrade. See, I watch these videos too to help me. So anyway, I wanted to take a video of how freaking amazing these parts look. Look at that. I mean, look at them. I mean, they're freaking amazing. I got this file of thingiverse, so I tried to give the person on thingiverse that's got all these parts together, try to give them some love, because they do a lot of hard work. I mean, you have to rearrange that. I think they probably did it in Fusion, maybe in Tinkercad, I don't know. You can import the stuff. So, but it just finished up, as you guys can see. It was a 9-hour and 30-minute print. That's not big by any standards, but I'm getting ready to do some big prints and some let me say that again, lithophane prints. I did one yesterday, and it was okay, but it was of my wife and kids at the ocean in Florida, in Clearwater, Florida, on a boat. So, but I wanted to do a more in-depth lithophane print, because I think they're awesome. And this printer here is so tuned up that I think it could probably print anything with any kind of like, I mean, just any kind of, I'm trying to think of the word for it, any kind of detail. It could print any kind of detail. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied. I was trying to think what word I was searching for, but any detail on it, like, it's amazing. Like, I don't even think that lithophane turned out very well yesterday, because I didn't have it all the way on positive. It was on negative, and it still came out good. I mean, that's how good this printer is printing. So I'm gonna attach these parts, and as I attach them, I'll try to make a video to help you guys put these parts on your printer. Okay, well, give me a few minutes and I'll get it ready to go. First of all, I'm gonna pop this off. Now, I'm gonna show you what I was talking about with the tape deal. I just want you guys to see this. Okay, you see the bottom? Maybe not, maybe so. This one turned out pretty good. There's not any yellow writing on it. It actually turned out good, better than I thought it would. So that turned out really well. I'm surprised. So I'm gonna get all these parts off. This is, I have one up there, and I'm gonna show you why I'm reprinting, why I did a reprint, because it drives me crazy. You see that middle nipple right there? This one is falling off because I broke the nipple where I took off the spool so many times it knocked it off and broke it. Okay, these are for ribbon cables and cables to slide into these rails here. They clasp on. Okay, get these guys off of here. I mean, a lot of this is pretty self-explanatory. Now you can see on the bottom of that one how the tape stuck to it. It got hot and stuck to it. So just be careful with your tape. Especially if you're selling things, make sure it doesn't look. I'll have to sand that a little bit, because they're all sticking. And it's got a yellow name on it, 3M. These little guys, I'd say these are for these tubes right here. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up and see. I really didn't print it for that. The main reason I did this whole print was for that fan guard and that spool. But this is helpful too. It goes right here on this and holds your cables. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I think it does. I'm just guessing. It goes somewhere and holds something. That's yeah, I'm pretty sure it holds these cables back here. I'll take a gander at it and see how it And yes, I said gander, but yes, I'll take a look at it and see where this stuff goes. That's very tedious, taking all these off individually. I mainly print it in these spacers. I'll get these off real quick, and I'll fast forward you to another part. And these go, this slides back here up with the motor removed, and I'll do all that. I'm gonna show you each piece, and I'm gonna go through it individually and get it all there for you. All right, guys, give me just a second. Okay, guys, first thing you wanna do is you don't wanna be getting into your nozzle, so go ahead and rotate up, move to Z. I do 10 millimeters, some guys do 1 millimeter. I just take it to 100. That gets it up so you have some hand room to work. I mean, you need a little hand room to work. I'm sorry, I'm blocking the light. Let me get this. I'm gonna get my old trusty light over here with my magnifying glass, so that'll help you guys see too. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna set you down for just a minute. Let's see. I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna set you right there for just a second. Okay, so now I got to put you on. All right, now let me get them down here. All right, you see these bolts here? There's a bolt there. There's a bolt there. I got fingerprints on my magnifying glass. That's kind of embarrassing trying to show somebody through it. I use this light a lot though, so that's why it's got fingerprints on it. But okay, so the bolt there and the bolt there. So I'm gonna just push this light up a little bit. Now, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to remove that bolt there, just like so. Take it out. And I'm doing this all with one hand. That is impressive. As I drop my screw. And then, let's see. I can't look at the lens and unscrew some. Okay. Because I have noticed big time of the amount of filament that falls down in there. See, that's what it needed to be. If I wasn't bragging, it would have done that the first time. Okay. So all you want to do is take your little fan cover, put it like that, and screw it back in. And I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so, and it's a little tight fit too. You got to screw that down. Plus it's got to go through the plastic. It ain't just going through the metal. It's going through the plastic too. So, and them are short little screws. If you got big ones, longer I should say, because that's still going. Now there it goes. So see that blocks the fan from getting filament in it. And if you guys can see, be very careful back there on that screw. That's not even sitting over nothing, but they strip real easy like that when I don't have one, and I had to cut it out. I literally had to take a drill and drill a hole next to it, being very careful not to hit my motherboard. Which I have another motherboard, but that's not the point. I'm warning people that don't have the money to buy another one to be very careful, because it'll go straight through. It just happened to be that was what's wrong with my printer. So, you know, I see a lot of other people have a lot of other problems with their printer, but that happens to be the one that's wrong with mine. So, all right, now I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do with this thing. You see that? You see that box that I keep trashing? Yeah, because I hate it. It drives me crazy. Now the new one is this one. Should just pop on. Of course, nothing fits the way it's supposed to fit. There it goes. Boom. Oh, I'm happy. I've been so miserable with that. It's been broke, and now watch this one not fit. It's gonna fit. It's gonna fit. It's gonna fit. It's gonna fit. Let's make her fit. Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to set you. All right, guys. That is gonna meet that because that is not fitting. And I already broke, look, I broke it again. I broke that lip wall, but it's still sticking. So I just want to get it in there without breaking it anymore. So I just wanted to show you guys, hammer is about to meet plastic. All right. Okay, now that clip here is gonna go like so. It's gonna fit in there just like that. It's basically a spacer to keep cause this right here is way farther out than this right here, so it puts strain on your stepper motor and your screw. So you got to if you put that spacer in, it's supposed to adjust it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Bear with me and I'll have it on there for you. Actually, I'll try to set this up to where, let me see if I can find something to set it up on, to lean it where you can. I'm gonna get me a little camera holder because this is frustrating trying to set that, find stuff to set that up on. Just bear with me and I'll go ahead and stop it for a minute and come back with it. Okay guys, it is crucial that you take that out. There's one over there and one around there. You take those out in order to, that will lift up. All you have to do is spin that and it'll lift the whole motor and all up. So give me just a second and I'll get it up and I'll show you what it looks like. I just feel like you guys don't want to sit and watch me turn screws. Okay, if you guys can see here, the spacers are in. There's one underneath right there, and then there's one right back in there. And they just slide down on both sides, so you shouldn't have any problem with sliding them. They slide that easy. It was literally a 3-second. You take that screw out, and you don't need to really move anything around too much. And see, you can see the wear on my bowl from that being off center. So that's an important thing to have. Now I'm gonna go ahead and, I want to say that hooks right there because the screw holes line up perfectly and it hooks those wires to it. I gotta find 2 screws that'll fit that, so give me just a second, bear with me, and I'll have that on there and we'll put these wires together. I bought a extruder, an extra extruder. Actually, it came with that Capricorn bone tube and stuff. I just bought an upgrade kit. I never put the new extruder on because it didn't need it. Mine was working fine, so I'm not going to change something if I feel like it's working good. Now if it messes up, I might have to borrow screws because there's little screws in there. But look, I got 2 of those little screws that will fit in there, so I lucked out. All right, let me screw them down and we'll get this baby hooked up. Okay guys, now that is how that goes on. I happen to have those 2 extra screws to put it in, but that's how that goes. And it just gives your cables, keeps them back up out of the way, because this cable usually rests right there and it rubs and rubs and rubs. So actually it's got a lot of, because you only really need that cord there, so it's rubs a lot. So I figure if I get that up out of the way, that does a lot for it, keeping it out of the way, especially getting ready to do these big prints for Christmas and for family and stuff for Christmas. I'm gonna do a Terminator head. I gotta do a Godzilla. I'm gonna start on the Godzilla today. I'll show you guys the progress for my nephew. But these right here are the last things I'm gonna be doing, showing you guys. Sorry I didn't sand these because I don't need to show anybody. I mean, I'm not selling them or anything. And all these little things are these things right here. Same thing. You see that blue thing in there? That's what that is. I'm just gonna throw them down here in this bag for later. So give me just a second and I'll get that turned around and get it clipped up. All right, thank you. Okay, real quick. Now you can see where I got that put back there now. It's keeping that wire from being over here rubbing. And that's exactly what I wanted to happen. Because it was rubbing right on my prints and it was rubbing, getting stuck on that motor. So now it's up off the motor and that's exactly, and I can adjust it. I just wanted to get this done for you guys real quick. Right now I'm gonna clip these ribbon cables on here. If I can do it with you sitting like this, I'm gonna try it. So basically, it clips just like that. Make sure you don't have a ribbon cable. You don't want to snap it against the thing, but it clips just like that. You just go around and clip it just like that. And that is gonna be the end of my upgrades. I'm gonna do the Godzilla this afternoon. I gotta get some sleep. I've been up all night. Cause that worries me, sleeping with that fan unlocked, because I'm worried a piece of filament will fall in there and it'll start a fire. So now I can sleep while I'm running prints. It bothered me real bad running prints. I trust my machine. And we had some hiccups. You see, I have problems with it. But I'm gonna make the one with the ball bearings. I'm gonna use one of these ball bearings. I'm just gonna make it. So when I get a chance to order some ball bearings, I'll do that. But all right, guys. Well, this is Danny with Simple Man Designs. Catch me later.